I grew up in Springfield, Idaho, about 40 minutes outside of Pocatello, really small 56-person town. Once I graduated, I went and lived a couple of years down in the Dominican Republic on a service mission. And when I came home, I wasn't quite ready to go to college and kind of settle down, so I tried to find another adventure and went up to Ketchikan, Alaska. I actually met a girl from Pocatello while I was up there, and we dated, and I got home, she brought me back, I started ISU, and we got married in the same month. About 18 months later, we welcomed our first child into the world, and it was difficult, and perhaps there are better ways of doing it, but that was the way we chose, and it was our path, and it was great. Able to, study with a baby on my lap for finals. And while attending Idaho State University, I was going into Spanish for business and professions, and then I had to do a minor through the College of Business, and I loved it. It was fantastic. And so I tried to take more and more, and my minor became a little bit more than just a marketing minor. When I decided to do a little bit more education, I had that background in the College of Business that was made it an easy decision to go after an MBA. At the same time, being able to get into the Bingo Solutions program and be able to get a graduate assistantship that helped make it both financially possible to do the MBA, as well as give me experience that you can't get in a classroom. In the very beginning of my master's program, I did an internship for the Portneuf Quality Alliance up here at the Portneuf Medical Center. I had to give a final report on my internship to a board of, a couple of college advisors, as well as a couple of professors, one of which being Dr. Tracy Farnsworth. And so at the end of my report, he brought me in and said, okay, now what you've done really plays into what these guys need. And so at the end of it, we provided a final report at MedMan's company, and it was fantastic. I got to show off my very best to the whole company, and that's the kind of introduction that I needed. Those kinds of opportunities are what you need as a student in the program. Growing up, I had the parents who always told me I was going to college, that I never doubted that I'd go to college. Maybe I didn't have the strongest desire to go, or the passion for a certain career path, or even a clue of what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to go to college. It wasn't until I got into an environment with these kinds of people that I started to find ambition and inspiration that would then guide me towards wanting to do something more. I'm so glad I found that, and it wouldn't have been possible without Idaho State University, the advisors that I had while I was here, and the kind of unconventional path that ISU takes in making sure that their students interact with the outside world well before they ever graduate. Had I gone to perhaps a bigger school where I would have been average at best, the opportunities would have been less as well. Being at Idaho State University, I'm not saying that I was at the top of my class, but I was in a position to take more advantage of a larger amount of opportunities had I gone somewhere else.